What is up, guys? This is another Total War Warhammer Online ranked battle. Today I'll be playing as the Wood Elves and my opponent will be playing as the Beastmen. Wanted to upload this battle because not too many people play the Wood Elves and it's just cool to show them off. They've got some really cool units, as do the Beastmen. The Beastmen have some absolutely terrifying stuff and it's a good battle to watch. So we'll run through the army comp quickly and then we'll kick things off. Got a front line of 3 archers. These 2 are poison and these ones are magic damage. Then my main line, I have the Regiment of Renowned Low-X Tricksters, who are the anti-large wardancers. Here I have another unit of wardancers that are just basic damage-dealing infantry, very lightly armoured. For my core, I have wildwood rangers, who are glaive infantry, carrying these crazy-ass sword pole things. Kind of reminds you of the Sylvan Elves from Lord of the Rings, you know, in that first battle in Mordor. They've got these cool ass sword spear things that they all swing. Next to them I have another unit of wardancers, and then on the flank I have the Regiment of Renowned Wildwood Rangers. Instead of being glaive infantry, which means they're armor piercing melee experts, these guys are actually anti-large spear infantry. And there's a reason I brought them. I'll explain that in a second. Backing them up I have a branchwraith, who is a sort of wizard. It says wizard. And she's only got one spell, or it only has one spell, which is regeneration, so that I can heal my troops up if we get into a long fight. And in the back I have 3 units of Eternal Guard, which are the most basic sort of elf spears. They're really good anti-large. The reason I brought this army was because I basically built a counter to what I would bring as a Beastmen army, and then this dude basically brought what I would bring as a good Beastman army, and the counter works really well. So I've got these 2 to defeat the sort of minotaurs and cavalry that he might bring, and then these guys here are to fight the gors, because they're just damage dealers, war dancers, and they'll generally lay hurt on the sort of gors. And then I've got the centre here of wildwood rangers, which are armor piercing, and they're going to come up against these Koroks man rippers that I thought he might bring, which are bestigors. They're heavily armoured, armor piercing. These guys here are to deal with cavalry and stuff, like I already said. Right, we'll jump over to his army. So the main core of his army are gore herds on each side, which obviously my war dancers will be able to deal with pretty well. He's brought these Koroks man rippers, who are the Regiment of Renowned Bestigors, armor piercing, anti-large, looking very cool, looking very mean. This guy's popping off. He's brought a Gorebull, which is literally one of the scariest units you can fight against on the battlefield. He will be dive rolling about, sending entrails flying everywhere, just absolutely laying waste to everybody. He's got his own squad of Minotaur with great weapons, who also will be making everyone explode and are just generally a terrifying unit to fight against. He also has 2 units of razorgors, which are anti-infantry. I think he brought these because he's sort of hoping to get into my backline, into my archers, and just run amok, and these guys would literally run amok on my archers. His leader is Malagor the Dark Omen, who is a Bray Shaman who can summon a Cygor, which you'll see later. And he has some pretty good sort of damage spells and I think a couple buffs. On the flank here he has 2 units of centigors with great weapons, who are a really cool looking unit. Really good, really fast cavalry unit. They can trade well with a lot of different cavalry. He also here, I didn't know at the time, has these Ungor raiders who are hidden from me at the moment, so I can't see them. And it was clever of him to bring them, because he knows that I'm going to start putting missile pressure on his cavalry straight away. Forgot to say, sorry, my leader is a Glade Lord, or a Glade Lady, or a Gladey, on a Forest Dragon. Probably my favourite Wood Elf unit, because first of all it's a giant monstrous dragon with poison attacks and it just looks super duper cool, and second of all because she's actually like a ranged unit as well, and she's really good at sniping people. Very versatile unit. She's being supported by these hawkriders, who are just going to help to put a bit of missile pressure on. Yeah, and if shit really gets spicy, hot and spicy, then the Glade Lord, the dragon, forest dragon, and these hawkriders will be going into melee. So straight away we're posturing up. I see where his army is and I see what he's trying to do, so I actually move my troops up onto this hill over here just to sort of better face him. Right, so we're going out now. Going to start trying to put some missile pressure on these centigors, because I'm not really liking the look of them. pretty scary, nerve-wracking playing against a Beastman army because they just bring terrifying things like these minotaurs and the Gorebull, you know, the centigors. So straight away I get ambushed by these guys and they're putting missile pressure on me, which is really good. It prevents me from, you know, getting a lot of damage onto these guys. So I'm pulling back, trying to apply missile pressure myself. The Glade Lord is really, really good. She'll fire an arrow and it will snipe one unit every time. She's exceptionally useful unit to have. So she's just picking off unit models the whole time, making these centigors weaker. But once again, these Ungor raiders are putting really good missile pressure on me, so I keep having to pull back. But she can just keep firing, and that's what she's going to do. It's already bloody for some reason, even though she's taken barely any damage. So these Chaos Warhounds get a bit overextended here, and these archers punish them. I put Prey of Anathrema, which is a net on these guys, and try and get some missile damage on them, because I just want to sort of get as much damage done to them before they get to me as possible. The archers here have to be moved back into the line, because I don't want them to get torn apart by these razorgors. Here I cast Arrow of Kernus, which is a really good ability that she has. We'll see it in a second. There it is. Which actually kills a few centigors, which is always good. But these Ungor raiders are doing a great job of pressuring me and sort of keeping me away. So we're getting ready for the main engagement. This absolutely terrifying group of minotaurs seems to plan to go around the back, which is going to be great fun. I think I move her over now and these hawkriders to start trying to get some damage on these guys, because they're you know, scaring the shit out of me. These gors here take some poison arrows, which is good. That will sort of do down their stats a bit, as with the razorgors as well. And then Gorebulls going to come out the front here. But then I change the focus of the archers onto these Koroks man rippers, because they're really powerful. I want to get damage to them. Spears are shifting to the sides just to cover the flanks, and we'll watch these poor wardancers come face to face with the Gorebull. Here we go. And it's a big dive roll, and there's blood spraying everywhere. But instantly I'm getting the arrow pressure on him. Just trying to do as much damage to him as I can. So simultaneously, he's going to charge with his gors in the centre here. And his centigors and razorgors and the Chaos Warhounds are actually going to come in here on the flank. The thing is, these guys, these Wardens of Sithral, are anti-large, they're shielded, so they've got a charge defense, so they don't actually take very much damage at all. And in prolonged melee, they're just going to absolutely wreck these guys. So everything's kicking off. Gorebull is literally destroying these guys, so I have to bring some Eternal Guard spears in just to sort of hold the line and try and get a bit of damage on him. These spears here do a really good job of catching one of these units of minotaurs and just stopping them in their tracks. But these guys have got a full swing round and they're going to start looking to come into the back. At this point I am absolutely shitting myself. I'm trying to control this Glade Lord and get this ability of hers, this net, and I'm desperately spamming to try and get it, and I get it off just in time and prevent absolute wreckage. So here we go, just in time, managed to get that off. And then what I'm going to do is turn these archers around, and the Glade Lord and these archers are just going to absolutely devastate these minotaurs, which couldn't have worked out better for me. These guys here are just getting speared, which is going great. The wardancers come up against the gors, which is an engagement they'll win. We'll go slow-mo here and watch some of the action. These gors have had enough. They don't like the wardancers. Got the wildwood rangers coming up against the Koroks man rippers, which is a fantastic counter, because obviously these guys are armor piercing and they can you know, hold their own against these lot. Meanwhile, these minotaurs around the back are just gone, absolutely wiped out. Look at that, awesome. Really glad I managed to get that net off. So what's going on here is the branchwraith here. She is using her spell regeneration just to try and heal some of my troops, because Obviously, in the prolonged fight here against Gorebull and Koroks Manrippers, they're taking quite a lot of damage. Malagor summoned a Cygor, who's throwing some giant magical boulders at me, killing some hawkriders over there. Really cool looking unit. The Koroks Manrippers get broken, but Gorebull at the back here is just going ham. He is just an absolute monster. Look at that! That's disgusting. So many units being killed by him. Malagor's coming to melee. He does a wind spell here. I don't know what it is. Doesn't do too much though. But I mean, for the most part, the fight's wrapped up. He does I think it's called Vile Tide, an explosion. So he's trying to get a lot of damage down here, but it's just not working for him. And he's not faring well against these wildwood rangers and wardancers. Put some spears onto Gorebull just to sort of slow him down, try and stop him a bit. He's taking the arrows. And then they come in for one final charge. Gorebull's pretty much broken. Let's have a look. He's had some regrouping units here. We'll get a big charge to say, "Fucking do one, mate. Off you go." And then I do use the Prey of Anathema to stop the Cygor. And then just pour the missile pressure onto him. I actually feel really bad because these guys did not need to come in here. Look what happens to them. He's like, "Stop!" Whereas I clearly could have just kept them away and them not been made into jam or jelly. So there you go, GG. It was a really good counter for the Beastmen and a good victory. Cygor goes down. That was won. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more content like this, or if you want to, know more information, learn more about the game, then I guess drop me a message in the comments section. And there you go, GG's. See y'all later.